Indigo. So today is August 28th, 2017, which is actually the 10th anniversary of Indigo the Witch's creation. Hooray! So just like with Element Temp, I wanted to make a video, like a celebration video thing like I did with Element Temp. Rather than just like talk about the characters and like read a chapter or something, I might just talk about like how I created it and stuff and what its creation meant for my other series later on. Now, Indigo the Witch isn't actually the second, well, the one I made right after Element Temp. I actually had two other ones, one of them being Par, but Indigo the Witch has had like more impact. Indigo the Witch has been like one of the series I've like focused on and wanted to write the most. It's on the 4th on the list of the most. Then the ones above it being Seju's Adventures, Paint and Trouble, and Element Temp. Although Paint and Trouble was actually created a year afterward, after Element Temp and Indigo the Witch. And Element Temp I already did the anniversary for, so it's Indigo the Witch's turn. So I'm actually making this video at past midnight on the 28th. So like today was the 27th before. Because last time when I did Element Temp's video, it actually passed over to the 5th. So I didn't actually get it to go up on its actual anniversary, but this time I won't have that problem the way I'm doing it now. And I just turned off the air conditioning because it was making me feel sleepy. That's why I was hearing weird pauses and stuff. It's probably still gotta happen. It's late. Sorry about that. So anyway, let's get on with what I want to do. So first, why did I create Indigo the Witch in the first place? Because after all, at the time I didn't have that many series. I believe it was just 5, counting CS-Mod and Shovel and Friends, which aren't really around anymore, at least not on the way they are now. So first, we'll start with this. Now this is going to be really random thing to mention, but I really like anime. And back then, I didn't actually have that many to watch, or at least I didn't really know about that many of them. So when I finally had access to the internet, I, of course, wanted to see if there was any anime to watch that I didn't know about yet. So I just searched up just anime in general. So I ended up finding like anime like Haruhi and Lucky Star, but for the most part it was like those girly magical girl animes. And I think there was one about like witches or something. I don't remember what it was called. I think there was like a lot of like anime like that in general. I ended up thinking the concept of them was kind of interesting, but I thought it would be more interesting if there was one that was more gender neutral, because like obviously a lot of them are geared towards girls. So I thought of a weird idea that if they aren't around, then I'll just make one myself, and that's pretty much the reason why I made Indigo the Witch. Now, to be honest, I don't generally think of that reason for making it anymore. That's not like the main reason I make my main motivation for working on Indigo the Witch. That's just how it started out. Even to this day, I still think it's a very weird reason for deciding to make it. But yeah, that's how it happened, and that's how Indigo the Witch started. Now, with Element Temp, I talked about like the characters and how I ended up changing them and stuff. But with Indigo the Witch, it's probably like, I don't know if I mentioned this in the Element Temp video, but the story, how it started and how I'm going to change it isn't that different. But Indigo the Witch is probably like the one that's changed the least out of all of them. In fact, I'm probably not going to really change it much at all. The characters are pretty much the same too, so I don't know what I should really talk about with the characters. Well, I guess I can talk about Indigo's design, because before, I don't know if you've seen in the restyled version of the chapter I wrote recently, Indigo's design isn't the same as a regular human character. she has pointy ears, and she has like stars in her eyes. At first, I didn't really do that with her. She was just like had magical powers and stuff, and was from a different dimension. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the same now. But I decided to like do that to make her seem a lot different than the regular normals, which is because I wanted to do that anyway, so I thought having her look different. So like witches in general are supposed to be different than the normal humans. And so which is supposed to be a lot different, so I thought having like them look different would better to reflect that, instead of just looking the same and just having magical powers, because even non-witches can have magic, so there wouldn't be other like things much to separate them. I have other things planned for witches to be different too, but I won't not to want to reveal that yet. Yeah, so I guess I'm getting sleepy regardless of if the air conditioning's on. Sorry about that again. So anyways, the design of the star eyes and the ears, well, not the ears, mostly the star eyes, didn't really come from nowhere though. I actually had that planned for something else, but I decided just to give it to all the witches in general. I'm not going to say what it was because I'm not sure if I'm going to actually use the idea again later. I'm going to scrap it. I'm still not sure yet. So now here's two interesting fun facts about concerning Indigo's creation. One, I thought of the idea of the series while at church, ironically enough. And second, the series that I realized that I'd end up making a lot more when I created it was in fact Indigo the Witch. And now here's some more interesting facts about Indigo the Witch in general. Indigo was the first female character to have a series mainly revolve around her. Although the narrator point of view character is pretty much always Sharp, at least in the first part, which is actually similar to Haruhi, which I mentioned before. I was one of the few anime I had seen beforehand. In fact, I guess Haruhi did inspire some stuff in this series, like probably not intentionally, but it inspired it somewhat. Now, I mentioned before that the characters really didn't change. There actually is one that has changed a lot since I created her. She's not really like a main character, she's more of a secondary one, and that is Fuchsia, Indigo's twin sister. Now you're probably like, well, who's that? She's not in the first chapter of the series, or the second or third one. That's pretty much the only one you've done since you started rewriting it in 2010. And why am I assuming your voice sounds like Hillbilly, like Goofy? I mean, it's similar to Rai, so I don't even know why I'm bothering to assume you'd be asking this question, because you would have done it with Rai as well. Anyways, like Rai, despite not really appearing in the recent chapters, she did appear in as a Mugen character before. She is a character that appears later on. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if she's part of the series and hasn't appeared yet, she obviously would appear later. Obviously, duh. Anyway, since she'll appear later, I don't want to talk that much about her. However, what I will say is how she's changed. She was supposed to be a very villainous character. She was very mean and hated Indigo and stuff. They did not get along at all, but that's definitely not the case now. That personality she did have, I'm planning on you into a different character though. So the old Fuchsia still is not dead. She's just not Fuchsia anymore, kind of. I mean, her powers aren't the same either, obviously. But yeah. And well, even though there doesn't seem to be that many changes in my head now, there might be changes in the future, and maybe I'll talk about them later if I ever get around to finally finishing the rewrite for Indigo. And I just realized this video is not going to end up being as long as the first one. The first one was Element Temps. It was so long I had to split up in 2 videos. Mostly because I'm not going to end up really feel like reading the first episode that I originally made. I had put it up on the site though. I actually did end up putting everything up beforehand this time. Last time it took me over almost a month after for some reason. I don't know why it took so long. Anyways, it's probably good I finish this up now. I'm getting really tired for some reason. I don't know why I'm so tired, but I am, so until next time, bye, I guess. Oh, and of course, happy 10th anniversary, Indigo the Witch. Hopefully, you do a lot better for this series before your 20th anniversary. I'll be 36, oh my gosh. Anyway, bye.